What is up, guys? So I've been playing the New World beta quite a bit since it started, and I have to say I'm really enjoying it. Way more than I thought I would, like way more. I really think New World is revolutionary within the MMORPG genre, and today I'm here to talk a little bit about exactly why New World is so much fun to play. So New World is an open world MMORPG, and probably the best one so far when it comes to capturing the essence of the words open world, as the world of Eternum really feels incredibly open. I will echo what Kira TV said in a video about New World here, and say that New World actually feels like an MMORPG should, which sounds really weird to say, considering every MMORPG should feel like an MMORPG, but right now most of them actually don't, but New World absolutely does. I will cut more into this in a bit. So the non-linear questing experience helps make the world feel even bigger and also more open, adding to the open world experience. It also gives you as a player a lot of different choices, which I think is really important in MMORPGs, having different options. You could, for example, only level mining and logging at the start, and level your character by simultaneously leveling professions, then pick up questing at level 10, effectively skipping the introduction part, and capitalizing on other people questing to have less competition for resources. There's also multiple quests for multiple level brackets in pretty much every zone, so if the zone that you are questing in is way too popular, you could simply run to a different zone and quest over there with far less competition. There's multiple means of player progression, which makes it feel like you are always working towards a goal, even from the start of the game, and some of these means of player progressions are, for example, skill points, weapon masteries, professions, town standings, or town reputation, and also faction reputation. Having weapon masteries instead of your usual classes makes it so you can swap your gameplay around very easily. So if you start out as someone using a sword and a shield, but at level 20 you want to try out a two-handed axe instead, you can simply switch weapons. You don't need to make a new character or re-level the class, but you will want to grind some weapon mastery with your new weapon. You can also equip two different weapons at once, allowing melee players to also use a gun or a bow, so you can start the fight from ranged, and then you can finish the fight in melee. The game is filled with content that you will want to do, rather than content you feel like you have to do. There is no arbitrary daily or weekly grinds, instead there are infinitely repeatable quests with your faction that you can do to get some decent gear, and these quests are repeatable, so if you want to do 5 quests per day, that is fine, or if you want to smash out 60 quests in one day, that is also fine, and you will get your gear quicker. Basically, whenever you log into the game, there's never going to be that chore that you have to do, well, at least not for now, but instead you feel like there's a lot of content that you feel like you want to do. I have already both seen and heard a lot of content creators say they were not going to play the closed beta too much, because they want to experience most of the game at launch, but then the game has just been so much fun that they have not been able to log off. I'm also in that same boat myself. There are faction quests that you can do for golden gear, or you can go to a different town and work on your town reputation for some rewards, or you can also go and grind mining and for mining skill, or you can chop down trees, or you can hunt down animals and work on your skinning skill. Professions are really open-ended and semi-in-depth at the same time, as everyone can go for every profession. There's skill points involved in the profession system, and you need to gather different types of skill points to gather, or you need different types of skill points to gather or craft different things. Okay, admittedly it's not that in-depth, but the professional system feels really great, and it adds to the already incredible amount of content available in the game, as this means you can go out and gather both stones, ores, herbs, lumber and fish at the same time, without having to choose one over the other. Your only real limitation will be the amount of which that you can carry in your backpack, which feels really great compared to a game like World of Warcraft, where you're stuck with 2 professions, and imagine you're doing gathering, and in this case you also have another profession, which is chopping down trees or logging for lumber. So add that as well into WoW, and every time you run past a tree, if you only have herbalism and mining, and you run past a tree, it's going to feel a little bit bad. But when you can do literally everything, you can gather everything as well, and it feels really efficient. Your freedom is pretty much apparent from the start, and you're pretty much always free to do exactly what you want within the game. You can skip the quests and level up by chopping down trees if you want, and then you can start questing later. You are also given different meaningful choices right from the start, including pretty much all of the 5 different paths of player progression that I discussed earlier. While a lot of games try to always give you different chores to do in the game to keep you going on this hamster wheel, New World takes the opposite approach, and I really like it. It feels like there's an end goal in sight that you can work towards without there being an endless grind beyond that goal, and it feels like there will always be content available as well. It really captures the spirit of an open world MMORPG, top that with insanely awesome graphics, really good gameplay in general, and an already huge community within the New World closed beta, and you've got a recipe for success in my opinion. The game itself looks absolutely great. I've barely been able to stop playing. It's really breathtaking, and for a lot of people, it's not going to be the game for everyone, but I do think it will appeal to a lot of people, because it is an open world MMORPG where you have so many different things in the game itself. There's so many different types of content that you can choose to do. There's pretty much something in there for everyone, but the question is there enough in there for everyone? I think the end game will be very PvP focused, or faction versus faction focused. So if you are a hardcore PvE player that likes doing raiding and dungeons, I am not so sure the end game will be what you're looking for, but I haven't experienced the end game yet, so I can't really talk about that one, but leveling feels really great. The questing experience is really immersive, the quests are really well developed. It's not just like go there, kill 10 mobs, come back. Well, later in the game it's like that, but at the start it's like you do some stuff that is tied to professions. So you go out, you gather some sticks and stones, you craft a skinning knife, you go and test out your skinning knife, you come back with some leather, you then use the meat and leather and craft it into stuff, and do quests that way. So the game teaches you what to do within the game, in the quests themselves, so you can level up and learn about the game at the same time. New World really feels amazing in my opinion. I can't wait for the full release, and I can't wait to see the future content for the game as well. Hopefully you guys will enjoy New World just as much as I am. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.